All right, it is 4:59. So we'll give everyone online a chance to get on. I know everyone's favorite part of the safety meeting is Sal's shop talk, but unfortunately we don't have one of those today. I know! Adios, see you next week, huh?
We can fake it.
Anybody met a new tire person? Does everything go get promoted? I'm sorry?
All right, it's 5 o'clock, everybody. So today we are going over eye safety. Fortunately, usually we have one of these safety meetings after an incident happens. So fortunately, this is one where we haven't had an incident recently or lately. Let's knock on wood. And we can prevent them from happening, which is the point of safety and training. So please listen to this meeting. Take what you guys know the information still, yes. Most incidents come from things we already know, the hazards that we already know exist. We just choose not to do the safe work practices. Alright, so we are talking about eye safety today. I am presenting this, right? I'm not on the right slide real quick here. Alright, so eye safety. Every day, about 2,000 U.S. workers, so in the U.S. alone, about 2,000 workers injure their eyes and require medical attention. That's every day. Thousands each year are blinded from work-related eye injuries. So, again, this is something that does happen here. We had 2 in a week last year where it happened here. So, it's important. Eye injuries. So, they include cuts to or penetration of the eyelid, permanent or temporary loss of vision, burns, cuts, and tears to the cornea. Does anyone know what the cornea is responsible in your eye?
Yeah, it helps make it work.
It does help make it work. Yes, it's focus. Yep, focuses and controls light. It's responsible for 65 to 75% of your vision's focus. And then obviously penetration to the eye as well. Causes of eye hazards include projectiles, which give me some examples of projectiles. Nails, yes. What?
An arrow.
Okay, how about at work?
Bungee with the metal end, you stretch it, it snaps, it come right
Okay,
at you.
yep, you're not wrong, you're not wrong.
That's how one of my trainers got his eye hurt. Yeah.
Rocks, yes. Okay, so those were very specific, which is great. I wanted specific if we're generalizing projectiles or things like flying fragments, particles, and even sparks. So in shop, I'm working on metal things like that. Sparks include that as well. Chemicals. What kind of chemicals do you guys come into contact with? Xylene. Methanol.
Oil. That's a chemical.
Yes.
Brake clean.
Yes. What's like the number one that we always worry about?
Xylene.
H2S. Well, xylene. You really? Yes. So that includes molten metals as well. Splashes from chemicals like xylene. We have that as an incident as well. And fumes are also included in that. So obviously, when you open a thief hatch, fumes are coming out from those. Those can injure your eyes as well. What about radiation? Where do we contact radiation?
Trees.
Okay.
Sun.
Sun. Shop.
Comes from welding.
Welding, yes. Radiation is from welding. All right. So that includes visible light, lasers, UV light, the sun, glares, heat, and infrared radiation. Last eye hazard is infectious diseases. These are usually transmitted through the mucous membranes. What are infectious diseases?
A little bit of pink eye.
Pink eye, all right. So what about bloodborne pathogens? We talked about that before. What is included in bloodborne pathogens? What are the 3 we talked about? HIV, HBV, and HCV. I'll just give them to you. How about that? Also, respiratory droplets. So that can obviously... Typically you don't cough in people's faces and their eyes, but It's a possibility. And commonly contact with contaminated fingers or objects. So if something is contaminated with any of those other hazards and you rub or touch your eyes. High-risk duties. So any job has the potential for exposure to eye hazards, but these are the most common high-risk duties. So welding and cutting, working with corrosive metals, working with paints and solvents, electrical work, and maintenance work. So protecting your eyes, we have engineering controls. You know what I just noticed is they can't see me online. That's weird. I can't see it on here. Oh, it's okay. Huh? Yeah, these glasses aren't working well. Engineering controls. So again, we talk about these often. Those are first and foremost the most effective controls at protecting you from a hazard. Some of these for eye protection include machine guards, work screens, and enclosures. So obviously those are going to keep things from, say, projectiles from projecting into your eyes. Some safe work practices include being aware of your tasks that you're doing, paying attention to any warning signs posted, properly using and maintaining our previously stated engineering controls, being trained on locations of and how to use your eye wash stations and kits, and knowing what to do in case of an emergency. Wearing eye and face protection, the last one on there. We provide your PPE for eye protection, and you need to be trained on when it's necessary, what type to use, how to use it, how to properly put it on, take it off, adjust it and wear it, and know its limitations and how to properly care for, maintain, and dispose of it as well. So what are our types of eye protection? Safety glass, I heard safety glasses, face shields, goggles, welding hoods. I think we got them all. How do you know if safety glasses are approved for use?
That number on there.
Yes, they have a. Yes, there you go. ANSI Z87.1. All right, so safety glasses. These are going to protect you against impact and radiation. Again, they need to be ANSI Z87 approved. They have to have that stamp on them. They can't meet qualifications and not have that stamp on them. They just have to have that stamp on them to be approved. Side shields must also be used anytime there are hazards from flying particles or objects. So I have this quick little video I forwarded to the part that's actually important on here. You don't need to listen to the audio, just watch. This is how they're tested to make sure they're actually going to work. They have to withstand the force from this.
Let's begin with a couple pairs of sunglasses.
So these are just typical sunglasses. This is what's going to happen if you're not using actually approved safety glasses. So maybe the lens will withstand that, but if it pops out, it's still not going to protect your eye.
However, not all glasses perform equally. As we saw in the previous test,
So he put mustard on that mannequin's eye to see if the actual lens hits their eyes.
While the partial and see-through frame glasses withstood the blow from the pointed rod, compared to the full frame glasses, they were much more likely to shift position.
So what he's saying in this video as well is that full framed are going to be more protective as well.
Pano, DeWalt Auger, Booten Z12F, and Carhartt Carbondale did the best.
Obviously, on your face too, they probably won't move that much because they're more formed to your face.
Then what kinetic energy that thing is.
I also learned from watching some of these, a lot of the anti-fog glasses in general. There's a good example. So that is what non-approved glasses are going to do no matter what type of non-approved you're using.
After doing the testing, one
Okay,
thing is
so we'll pause that there. Scratching, wear and tear on them is normal, yes, but I did learn that most of the anti-fog ones do scratch more than the ones that are not fog resistant. So if that's something that bothers you, there's that toss-up between them two. Alright, moving on. So we have our goggles next. So these are stronger than safety glasses. They have higher impact protection, particle protection, and protect from chemical splashes as well. They can also provide welding light protection if they have the proper shade number on it as well. Next, we have face shields. These have higher impact protection and protect the face in addition to the eyes, obviously. If you do wear these, though, you need to wear safety glasses or goggles underneath them in addition to it because it's not as protective as those actual safety glasses or goggles. Again, I know we bring this up every time we talk about face shields or eye protection. Do you wear these out in the field? No. Why?
We're not doing stuff like that.
Right. So what's the danger of it? What?
Gas flying debris.
Yes, Randy. Yes. So some gases are heavier, like H2S is going to sink, but some gases are lighter, like methane, and they actually just get trapped under there and asphyxiate you standing up. So, all right, on to welding protection. So, obviously these are welding hoods. These protect you from extreme heat, UV light, glare, or radiation during welding. I think we're all pretty much familiar with what these do and how to use them. So, throw in our safety focus phrase right now. Must be ANSI approved. You cannot use them without that ANSI approved stamp on them. Alright. I also David and I were talking about what they would do in a flash fire as well. If you guys remember me talking about my husband Bryce in his flash fire he was in, you could see the line right where his safety glasses were when it burned his face, and the safety glasses protected that. So, in terms of flash fire, they're also going to be there for the protection there as well. Alright, caring for and preventing eye injuries. So, you want to know the location of your eye wash kits or stations. So, shop guys, you better know where those are. Know how you're going to get there if something does get in your eyes. Truck guys, this is a pre- and post-trip function, making sure you know where those are located when you leave. We've had audits, I say this pretty often, we've had audits where guys, it's taken them 10 minutes to find an eye wash kit in their truck, and that's with clear vision, right? So if something does get in your eyes and you're searching for that eye wash kit, there's going to be a lot more damage done by the time you actually find that thing if you don't know where it's at. What's up?
You have new ones?
They should be down in the parts room, I believe.
Yeah, mine's expired.
Okay. At least you're checking that in your pre-post trip. Appreciate it. If something does get in your eyes, you want to flush them for at least 15 to 20 minutes, and if you're welding, you must wash it before or during your shift and at the end of your shift after welding. Preventing them, obviously, we're going to follow our safe work practices, use that proper PPE that's been given to you, or if you buy your own, that's great, and use those eye wash stations as well. Questions, comments, concerns?
Monthly safety.
There is not one this month. So, yay. A couple kudos here. Oh, no. Chad, I'm sorry. Would you grab that letter off my desk right in the middle on my desk? We'll skip real quick to Gio in Texas. He was our Texas Elite employee. We couldn't state it in our last meeting because it would have spoiled the surprise for him to know that he was the Elite employee there before they did their party. So congrats to Gio for that. He also just became a grandpa today, so extra thumbs up there. Yes. This is for Sal, being recognized by Tim Karubi and a few others. They say, we've seen a lot of things transpire over my career, but a mechanic literally taking time to teach drivers what is what on trucks and why something that works the way it does is something to write home about. Every time I call, he's exceptionally helpful and professional, and I truly feel he is a great hand here at PFS. I get a lot out of his shop safety minute during the safety meetings, so appreciate that, Sal. Alright, now I'm going to have Jason jump up here and go over some operations.
I agree with that.
Alright, one thing that's been coming up a lot lately, guys, is your tools and the fittings and stuff, especially when you guys are swapping trailers and stuff out all the time. Double check your equipment. Check your vials. Make sure they're good. We've spent a lot of time as supervisors chasing you guys down to get you supplies you need that you could have got here in the yard a lot faster. It's costing us a lot of time, but it's part of your pre-trip inspections. Let's just keep up on it. Tools and fittings, it's real simple. They're usually all in one spot. Do you have something, Ross?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I just saw you raise your
No,
hand.
I was. I am going to say something. Add to this one.
but it's really helpful to catch it here at the yard instead of 2 hours out in the field. So if not longer, depending on where we are. So, and not all the supervisors have the same things in their pickups either. So it makes it more difficult to track stuff down if we got to come back to Casper or go to Gillette to come back and meet you in the field. So, and that'll be on your time. Another thing that I want to bring up is going to be the Saddle Butte LACT. They've done some changes to the LACT. They've got a combustor set up now that's activated by the ground wire. So when you guys get in there, get on location, first thing you do is hook up that ground wire and then continue on with typing in your stuff, because it's going to take 3 minutes for that combustor to fire up. It has a 3-hour hold time, so once it's activated, it'll be on for 3 hours. So the second guy in line probably doesn't have to worry about the 3 minutes, but the first guy in, or the late afternoon load, will probably have to worry about the 3 minutes. But he says if it takes longer than 15 minutes, then you can start calling people. So, and then Chad had a good point about the paperwork. You want to emphasize on that?
One of Larry's biggest pet peeve is leaving the receipts in there. We get 2 receipts. We take one to the shop, throw the other one away. Do not leave it on the table or the printer, please. That is a big pet peeve of Larry's. We just got that place. We don't want to ruin it. We want to show, make him happy. Whatever we got to do. It doesn't take nothing for us to take the second receipt and throw it there.
So that'll have to be the next guy doing it though, because the second receipt doesn't print out until the LACT unloads.
Every time I go in there,
I've only got one.
Really? Well, if you only got one, there's nothing to worry about, yes.
Then when I come back, it's sitting there when I get back.
Oh, it's sitting there when you back.
Well, I mean, that's okay though. If you go there and there's one sitting there,
Let me
Just do it.
Let me
Just
ask
take
you
it.
this: when you log out, do you just push stop loading and then push?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I got 2 of them. By the time I walk up there, I've got 2, so I don't know. I guess if it's coming out, later and you're not there, there's nothing we can do about it. But if you see us back up in there, please pick them up. We'll take them to the phone.
Yeah, and another change that he's going to make is on the gate. So wintertime comes, they're in muddy conditions, they're going to leave the gate open, but they're going to put a cattle guard in front of it. And I told them specifically make sure that you've got rock there. So, because that's going to be an SOB when it starts getting slick. So, yeah, and the track, I mentioned that because I don't know how far the trucks are off tracking yet. But he says by the time that weather hits, they'll have it done. So, I'm putting my faith in him.
Hey, and when people are swapping trailers in the yard, please grease your fifth wheel before you hook up.
okay. Got that?
Say that again.
If you swap trailers in the yard, grease your fifth wheel before you hook back up.
I don't pick the landing gear up or take out.
Yeah,
That happened the other day.
Oh, and disconnect the suspension before you pull out from under one? That's a good one, because I've seen several of them hanging off the tops of trailers lately.
Maybe we should put that as a topic. Okay. Last but not least, today is voting day. So if you haven't done that yet, you have till 7 p.m. to go out and vote. All right. That's it.
Vote or smoke dope. Come on, guys.
That's your 2 options you got, apparently. All right.
Not a lot of rules. Go ahead.
All right. Have a good week. See you next week.
Oh, it is.